Welcome to Into Life, and today we're going to talk about phenomena. We are living in strange times, strange times where so many different things are happening all at the same time. And I think if you look back the last 30 years, we've been bombarded with events that have just been
Yeah.
really crazy, worrying, enlightening, just you name it, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
just strange times. And there seems to be like this quickening, of things that are happening to us. And we just want to put them together and look at them, explore them, and then look at potential predictions, what we think may happen for the future, how that will shape us again. Because I think we're being shaped into something, definitely.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like as other people who do have great influence on this planet are not seeing eye to eye, and things are not playing out in a very homogenous way. Things are playing out in, I don't know, in this crazy sort of mixed up, confused way. It feels confusing.
Well, it definitely feels confusing now. There's no
And
doubt
we're
about
going to
that.
get into that while we feel that's a bit confused,
yeah.
why things aren't fitting together.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of conspiracy in there. I'm going to chuck in aliens as well. We've got to do that. We've got to. Anyway, so first I want to hit is going back in 2001 is the 9/11 and the war on terror. That was crazy at the time. And the reason why I mentioned it was really bad. Everybody knows what happened, where they said there were some terrorists who was it was ISIS, wasn't it?
It was ISIS.
Who flew two planes into the Twin
Towers.
Towers,
Right, yeah.
and they collapsed. And all the fury around that.
That's
right. And all the information's come out as a result of that,
that's right.
and saying that it was this and that. But I'm not going to go into all that because it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that it happened.
Yeah.
That it happened on US territory.
I know
that in its own right was like, wow. Yeah. That was crazy at the time. And the way it affected some different people. Some people died, and some people were heroes in trying to rescue people. Yeah. But again, what was really interesting at the time, it was a time where technology was starting to make its advances. So we weren't just relying only on terrestrial media to give us information. We were not relying, but getting information from sort of the beginnings of social media.
Okay. Yeah.
The internet was there, and putting all kinds of information in there as well. Yeah. So that was really interesting. So that gave a different turn to things, and people started discussing things in a different way. Yeah. So the exposure information was very different, and our reactions was different as well, albeit quite usual, but it was very different. Yeah. So at the time, I think that's one phenomenon. We've got loads to go through, so we're going to mention something about that, but we're going to loads of things happen there. So we had, then it triggered sort of 2 decades of a war. Afghanistan and in Iraq, remember?
Okay, that's right,
yeah. So that was wars there again. And then as a result, remember what 9/11 did? The way we traveled changed, remember?
Go on.
When we weren't able to bring on the planes liquids,
the liquids,
and
that's right. That's right.
It changed the way we traveled.
It did.
Global security, surveillance,
that's
more
right.
cameras were put up.
That's
UK saw an increased number of cameras, bang, everywhere, and in America. So it changed us, and also foreign policy. So that in its own right changed the way we existed.
Yes.
Nothing was the same after that.
Yeah, surveillance city. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Nothing was the same. So it's a very, very big time. And for those who are younger, may not have had impact in that way because you may be too young to sort of really get into it, maybe at 10 at the time or 12 at the time. But for those of us who were sort of adults at the time, it impacted what we did and how we were. So when we got now as well, which is amazing in this time, if you go back into the 80s, China was suffering in real big difficulties, really, really difficult.
The night and day into where we are now.
And then to where they are now, the rise of China as a superpower is like, wow. From where they were to now, it's night and day, literally. So that is on right. And then that has changed the way how people interact. Now, China's the world's manufacturer. Anything you want manufactured,
go to China.
Unprecedented. So it's the world's second superpower under America. And
Just
America's
waiting in a bit,
superpower
yeah.
is being challenged as a result of that. Because of all the geopolitical
going on
political
behind the scenes.
issues that's happening now. So that is something, again, that's changing what we do and how we are and how the world treats and interacts with China.
Yes, I can
see?
I definitely see that.
Whole
Definitely
new ball
see
game.
that. Definitely
Whole
see that.
new ball game. So remember we had the advent of BRICS as well.
Oh, that's
which
right.
is Brazil,
yeah.
Russia,
China,
India, China,
and South Africa.
And South Africa.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's it.
and all the memberships there.
Yeah.
Although it's gone quiet, but that again is something that's changing the political dominance of America
that's right.
by not wanting to use the American dollar and using something else. But because of everything that's happening at the moment and the destabilization of the world, that I think is on a hold, I think, at the moment. But I don't know. But again, it's crazy. And these are big things.
No, they are big things. And also the resources of these countries that they have available, how that then impacts. I mean, okay, I know we're in a difficult time at the moment, but thereafterwards, what that looks like, I think,
and it's taking control of their resources, what they do, and how they do it,
like more independent,
and become less
dependent
on the dollar, sort of even Europe or America. So that's so it's like a multipolar sort of competition, if you like, in that sense. And then obviously we have the Russia-Ukraine war. Again, that's changed everything. That's changed everything. Does what we do and how Europe is, the move, just everything, you know.
And also, I mean,
it's the largest European war since World War II.
Is it? Yeah?
And it's triggered energy shocks as well. Remember energy shocks? We're paying more for energy now as a result.
That's a result. That's right.
Yeah. NATO expansion. Yeah. And there's been a global realignment because of that. Think about what's happened. That again is something major. So I've just mentioned just a few major things. Yeah, and there's so much to list. So it's just something to think about here.
You know what though? There's so much. I mean, the thing is that you're listing so much stuff, and actually, you think about it as the common man and woman around that, you know, just to take on all of that information. It's almost it desensitizes you, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, because it's like an information tsunami, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Of just different things that keep happening all the time.
And how do you keep up with that?
I think if you're born into it, you sort of get used to it, and this is the way things are. But if you're used to a time where things weren't so problematic and so volatile, and so changeable, then this is certainly very, very scary and troublesome times. But moving on, because there's so much to cover, we've got to unpack all this stuff as well, is the technology and digital transformation.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Right? Because that is just unreal.
Yeah.
So think about this. Going back, 2006, 2007, the iPhone.
Okay.
Think about how the iPhone changed and revolutionized phones.
That's right.
Before then, you had Samsung was trying to market, Nokia,
Motorola.
Yeah, Motorola was there, but they sort of were in for a little bit. Then Nokia come and knocked them off.
They did.
Nokia was
Nokia was
the longest time.
It was the phone.
The longest time. Yeah. And they had their sort of version of an app.
Yeah.
That didn't really work that well. But they had a version of apps. You had a Nokia and so on. But then and Samsung came in there with what they were doing, and you had a sort of an agreement between is it Sony Ericsson?
Sony Ericsson, that's right.
Yeah.
And there was what's that other one? There was another one. Oh, what's it called? And it was everybody had it. BlackBerry.
Yeah, BlackBerry. Yeah. BlackBerry.
That was phenomenal. I had to love that phone. Oh my days.
Yeah. That was something that people really liked.
Yeah.
I never really got on with them, but people liked BlackBerries.
Yeah.
But iPhone came in 2007, and it changed everything because you had this flat phone, no flip out. You had apps, and nobody knew what apps really were. So when you clicked on it, It had a multifunctionality within it and worked seamlessly with the phone. So it changed the way phones looked, felt, how you interact with the phones. So Steve Jobs was the guy that was behind all that, and he revolutionized the phone market. Everything changed then, and it gave a pathway into new experiences and how we interact with artificial intelligence and technology. Change everything. So that is good. And then from there, we had the growth of social media, isn't it? So think about Facebook, 2005 to 2015, and then again from 2015 to present. 2005, Facebook came in, changed the way how people communicate.
Right.
Before Facebook, what did we have? Was it before Facebook? Did we have something? Was it MySpace? Or there was something there in it. There was something. I don't know if it was before or during or whatever it is. But Facebook came in and changed everything.
No, it did change the landscape. It definitely did.
Change everything. The way how people communicated again. Right, and then Facebook was the in thing. The in thing. Yeah. So then we had Twitter.
Yes.
Came in.
That's right.
TikTok. We're relatively new, really. But, but again, what those things, for example, what Facebook, Twitter, and there's the other one, MySpace, I think it was. I'm not quite sure what it was. But that revolutionized and reshaped, for example, politics. Because when politicians realized, it's a platform, we can reach out to people.
That's right.
And people could voice their political ideas and influence people's thinking through Facebook and whatever. Remember there was a time where they said that, what was it again? That I think it was our elections.
Okay, go on.
When, wasn't Labour, was it? Who was it? Oh my God, there's one particular person. I know it was Donald Trump's one. They said that Facebook, not Facebook, but one of the social media platforms helped to influence him getting in.
Okay, wow. I know over Germany they did that. In Germany there was a big movement over Germany that they did.
And over here they said there was something that oh my goodness, I can't remember all of it. There's too much to remember, but I'm sure you guys will remember something like that. But again, these platforms were used to shape how we feel by setting up false accounts. And in these false accounts, someone would say, I like this party, or I like that party. This is the best party. Look what they've done. Da, 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 da. And they would gather friends and shape people's thinking. Wow. And these accounts were false accounts set up by whoever. Yeah. So, but it enabled what you call misinformation at scale.
That's right.
Yeah. So it got exploited. So then also what we have, and we're just getting through. We're just touching the surface on this stuff in terms of what's happening in the last 30 years. So it's mad. And all the things I'm talking about here are huge
things. I know.
Huge things.
Yeah, they are huge things.
So we've got AI, artificial intelligence breakthrough. So massive breakthrough in that, which we're all living through that experience now, so I don't need to tell you. But rapid advances in generative AI and automation, ChatGPT, Claude, and so on, absolutely changing the way we exist and live, interact with technology, and how productive we can be, and how we communicate to each other. Yeah? And that is transformative and continues to transform itself anyway. So where we'll be in that, only goodness knows. Yeah? Cryptocurrency. Yeah?
Crypto.
Huge.
Mr. Bitcoin himself.
Yeah? Huge. And I'm not going to get into all that, but that we know, again, the potentials of that. Where if we become digitized and they get rid of money, that's where it's going. And how that's going to change what we do and how we do what we do. And that takes into a whole other thing, which we'll touch upon, we'll come back on again. And we've got global health and science, right? COVID-19.
Right there.
Remember how that impacted us? That was huge. We've never experienced something like in our lifetime.
That's right.
Never. Global lockdown.
That's right.
Crazy. Imagine.
Breaks on humanity. Yeah, breaks on humanity. Couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do this, couldn't do that.
That's right.
You know, how to take the vaccine, how to, and then the controversy around that.
And that's still playing out now.
And it's still playing out now.
No, that's right.
And it affects what we do and how we behave. Remember, people used to sometimes agree, hug, kiss other side.
Yeah.
During that time, that stopped. And to some degree, that's never really come back in vogue again.
No,
people don't really do that anymore.
No, and not only that, Andrew. I mean, I still see people. Say, for example, you've got someone walking up the street and you've got someone kind of jogging. They'll purposely, I don't say purposely, go like the 2 meters apart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's still with us. They're still doing it, adopting those.
A bit
I know, a bit frary.
And you're not really realizing that they're still adopting that same.
Definitely. And you've got people. I've seen people driving masks in their car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know, and I'm like, wow, this is still with us.
It's still with some people.
Yeah,
so they're paranoid for it. And a lot of people. Again, I just saw the other day. I was just having coffee, and people were sitting down having a sandwich of coffee, and they were taking out the hand sanitizers.
Oh.
And I'm still seeing that. Not saying anything's wrong with it, but I'm saying that's a carryover because prior to that, no one used it.
Well, listen, that still goes into my
people
gym.
Just wash their hands normally, but I see people that
that goes into my gym. The people have the cloths where they wipe down the furniture after, and you have individual people, customers that go in there wiping down after they've used it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But not a bad thing. No. But it's a leftover from what happened.
From the COVID,
So it's changed our behaviors again.
Yeah.
In terms of what we do, where we go, how we do what we do.
And I think also the other thing about COVID also, it accelerated, I think social media's always been out there for quite some time, but it definitely accelerated that use of
100%, because we're at home, not doing anything. And people had to become more imaginative in the way how to communicate. So Zoom, bang. Netflix,
that's right,
bang, went up there.
Yes.
All these companies saw the biggest growth in their history at that time.
Amazon, hello.
Went through the
ordering stuff.
Sales.
And think about a phenomenon. I mean, known a time where you got deliveries put outside your front door and they were left there and they was remain there. Really, no, they would be gone.
Yeah.
Now it's a done thing. No, they just knock on the door if you're not there, outside your front door.
Yeah. So the behavioural shifts
change. Yeah, there has been
behavioural changes.
Yeah.
In that, so that in itself is something. So since again 2003, we've had human genome sequencing. So again, you can design a baby. You can do this. You can do that. You have what's that thing called? Stem cell treatments and so on.
That's right.
There's so many things, breakthroughs in anti-aging.
That's right. The 3D printers, the 4D printers that they can now make actually body parts in the 4D printing stuff.
There is so much that's happening now. It's worth a mention. That we're living in a time where it's crazy. And also climate and environment as well. We know climate change is coming to its fore. But there are two different poles of thought. I think we can all agree that climate is changing.
That's right.
The environment is changing. There's no doubt about that. I think you'd have to be something have to be wrong with you not to recognize that. 100%. The argument for some people is about whether we as human beings are creating that,
that's right,
or whether that is happening on its own.
Yeah.
That's another story. Not getting into it, but that's another story.
I'm not going to touch it.
But that's another story. But
yeah.
I think we can all agree the climate is changing. And there are things we can do to better that.
That's right.
That we shouldn't be doing. 100%. But so we have economy and the systems, 2008 financial crash.
That's right.
And we had one in the 90s.
That's right, yeah.
And 2008, again, that reshaped things drastically around the world because the difference with 2008 we saw the near collapse of the global banking system. The global banking system
oh my gosh, wow.
Nearly collapsed in 2008. And so what I saw, rather than looking as an economic pundit, or but I just saw that during that time, 2008, 2009, everything changed. Economically. Everything changed drastically. So if you're running a business, bam, it failed or went through the hard times. Housing changed. Everything changed.
Yeah.
But I would say from around 2015, going to 2016, we start to see a slight recovery.
That'll be okay.
And I think in 2017, things are starting to pick up. 2017, 2018,
And then
things start to pick up. We know it's doing what we're doing.
that's
We're
right.
starting a slow,
there was
but steady pickup. 2019, things were looking quite good.
Yes, yeah. Bang.
COVID hit, everything went downhill again. Yeah, and I don't think we've ever recovered since.
No.
There's no recovery since then. It's just been relentlessly negative. So we've got globalization, rapid integration of economies, trade tension, supply shocks, regional sort of blocks, those sort of things going on now because of the change in dynamics since COVID and since the war.
That's right. Yes,
Iran.
That's right. Yeah.
So people are thinking, well, we are in a major global recession is on the verge of a global recession. So people are recalibrating countries are recalibrating what they should be doing. Industries are recalibrating what they should be doing. There's more sort of collaboration between certain countries. So therefore we've got BRICS.
That's right.
Europe's thinking about what it's going to do. Also, what we've got now, we've got the rise of populism again.
Right.
So that is something that is phenomenal.
That's right, yeah.
In our time. And what that might mean.
Yeah.
So we have recent local elections. We have a populist
political party,
that has seen huge gains and probably will rise to power in the next UK
you know what the funny thing about that, I have to say this, the funny thing about that is this, I think, people look towards America and they look at Trump in terms of what he's doing out there, his policies, ICE, the wars, everything. And I'm thinking to myself, and you look at also the stuff with where they're going to take over Greenland, I think, and they look at that, and Mr. Farage's playbook is out of Donald Trump's. Playbook's out of Donald Trump's playbook. So I'm thinking to myself, we're going to see much more of those similar types of...
Maybe. Because, not taking the subject off.
Yeah.
That's not going terribly well. Their economy in America is not going well.
No, it's not going well at all.
So I don't think that will be something that they will take on board because they can see it's not working.
Okay.
It's not working.
No, it's definitely not working.
No, petrol's gone up. A friend of mine just recently went to America.
Okay.
So petrol is really expensive. Food's really expensive
for them. Yeah.
And everything, things aren't going pretty well.
No.
So it's obvious that things aren't, that's not the way to go.
Right.
But not getting political. Because that's a whole other ballgame. So we've had space exploration.
Right.
Yeah. So we've got Elon Musk and
Venture 2
and SpaceX. What they're doing, again, revolutionizing the way in which we look at space.
That's right.
And space exploration and wants to colonize Mars and making robots that he thinks wants to do that. And the whole idea of what he wants to do in creating robots that will be in every home.
Yeah.
That's his intention. And he is sparked of a global race for that market.
Okay, that's right, yeah.
I didn't realize that Mercedes are creating robots.
Are they?
Yeah. All these car manufacturers are trying to create robots, maybe not as good as, but there's a big race on. I wasn't really aware of this as I did research. So that in itself is going to, so this robot thing with AI uploaded, they're going full steam ahead. And it is interesting that sort of terrestrial TV is not covering it. It's not been covered on media that much. These things you have to go on social media or do the work like a journalist to find out what's going on.
Yeah. But I suppose that's the beauty of social media, that actually where those things aren't being covered, those things actually can
independent journalists will do
look at that.
That's
right. That's right.
Yeah, which is great. It's great.
And we're in the knowledge of kind of enlightenment really at this time.
So if I look at it into like a big picture synthesis sort of thing, you've got power shift. You've got US will have to potentially share its power to a degree with a multipolar world with China and resurgent Russia. Yeah. We've got digital transformation. So you've got internet, smartphones, and AI.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Human life increasingly mediated by technology. Yeah, which I've covered, yeah. we've got the financial crisis, pandemics, climate shocks, and wars. It's a more interconnected but fragile global system. So far from interconnected, but it is fragile.
No, that's right. It is. It is.
Yeah. So we see all these different things. But again, let's get to this one. This is part of this whole thing. For decades and decades, going back, from the time of the 50s, there'd been talk and discussions about aliens. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and continue on now. And now we're moving in a time right when you think we've just got enough information on our plates. They want to load us with another big.
Got to give you some more. There's enough. There's enough. There's more portion you can put in there. You've got more space on the plate. Go on. There you go.
And
have a bit of that.
There's the huge talk about alien disclosure.
That's right.
So Trump has given the order to release NASA release some of the files. As far as I understand, NASA's response was, "We've put everything out in the public domain already. There's nothing more to show." And Trump said, "Listen, put the files out there."
That's quite interesting.
He's directed the head of the FBI, what's his name?
Kush. Is it Kush?
Patel.
Yeah.
To lead that. He said that's been done. So when this happens formally, we don't know if something will happen. We don't know how in shape, because it's all just noise at the moment.
Yeah.
But this is the fact.
Yeah.
The fact is that they are saying we're not alone. That's what they're really saying. We're not alone.
Well,
see, that's the thing we're going to understand. It's not about, if you're going to get into the detail of it, of course, there. But the fact is this. The fact that they're talking about this openly, the fact that the President of the United States is saying, release the files, the fact that the head of the FBI is saying, yeah, we need to look at this, the fact that they are talking to religious leaders around the world about the impacts and the fallout of what information should be released, how does it impact us, tells anybody with a brain that we're not alone.
That's right.
What that looks like and the details of that is yet to be discovered. But we're not alone. Now, this is the thing. The immediate response by most people is like, they have not really heard it.
No.
And it reminds me very much so of when 9/11 occurred. When I was at work, 9/11 occurred. And I heard about it and went, oh my God, a plane has hit the Twin Towers. Oh my God, the World Trade Center. And people were like, anyway, what should we have for lunch? Should we go in? I said, did you hear what I just said? There's been a terror attack. And people went,
didn't really kind of register.
There was this huge delayed response.
Yeah.
And then people looked at it and people they went on the internet and checked it. Oh, yeah. And I swear to God, it took people about 20 to 25 minutes, a half an hour to really calibrate what that meant. It took a long time. And people's response generally around, it took them a long time to really get it in house. So this is the same sort of thing that this is being said, and people's response time is,
You know what though? I'm wondering though that is part of that because of the fact that we've had these conspiratorial kind of theories for God knows how long. Oh, aliens, no, it's conspiracy, something that you're thinking about, but it's not out there. And so therefore it's dulled it down so much that people, their responses are just like...
I think so. I think generally speaking, that's part of it. I think there are loads of different aspects to this. I think there are loads of things that impact people the way they think. Conspiracy, one thing, I think you're absolutely right with that one. I think people's delayed response times to things. I think people are just nonchalant with most bits of information. I think we had information overload.
Definitely.
People just can't cope with it.
Definitely. And you know what, I was thinking, and I'm thinking about myself, and it doesn't mean to touch into the vein. Yes, I believe it, but I was thinking to myself, Frankie, why is that? And I thought, when I remember back in the day, I used to think about aliens as associated to US, and they seem to be the ones that used to be shouted the loudest about alien abduction and alien this and alien that.
Yeah.
And I used to think to myself, okay, but I think as time has gone by, we've obviously got the internet. You're able to look around, and it's a phenomenon that's worldwide. It's not just US that's got that situation. You know what I mean? And and what I've come to understand now is that where I used to think that these aliens were kind of something from another, and they may well be from somewhere
But then
else.
you're a late starter.
I am a late starter. I'm a late bloomer. I am. I am indeed. I definitely am.
It's showing. It's showing.
I am.
It's showing.
But now I'm understanding, like, wow, these aliens have been on Earth for quite some time.
I mean, let's get onto this. This is part of a phenomenon right now. Although it's been around for a long while, just going to my preamble, I'll get that done. But it's been around for a long time. The idea and the concept about we're not alone, and the ideation of whether it could exist or not exist, and whether there's this or that. Scientists have been looking at it, saying the probability is that we probably won't be alone, and some saying we are alone. And if there was, it would be this and that. All these scientists saying this. But with social media and people being able to communicate,
that's right,
and also, which is really fascinating. Right? This is really fascinating. Think about it, right? Think about it. Go back 30 years ago, or maybe a little longer, back to 90s, say 90s. You wouldn't have been able to see a localized tribe in indigenous parts of a country.
That's right.
Doing what they do.
That's right. Yep.
You wouldn't see that.
That's right. Yeah.
You would have to wait on National Geographic or Discovery or something to show you what was going on, or whatever. And they'd show you what they'd want you to see.
Edit it to a narrative.
What they want to see.
That's right.
Now, you have people,
that's right,
all people in a country who will go into the Amazon, not working for any major corporation.
That's right.
They'll go in there and with their phone and say, and communicate with local people, and it will show them things, show this, or show that. Oh,
that's right.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or this or that, and so you will see people, for example. Let's get into this.
You're gonna go on.
So you'll see people will go into and say, well, in these caves here, there are some beings or things there. With local population don't know what they are, but they've always had a communication with them.
Right.
And you'd be thinking to yourself, well, hold on.
That's right.
Is this sensationalism? Is this somebody trying to get clicks or whatever it is?
Yep.
But it makes you think.
That's right. Definitely.
Right? And then you will hear things like this. You will, and then this is the other side of it. This is the other side of it, which I need to touch upon as well. You will get a lot of people putting stuff on social media which isn't true.
That's right, yeah.
AI, so you think, oh God, there we go. Somebody's put there, look at me, having lunch with an alien and that sort of stuff, whatever. So you get that, which makes you whatever. But what's happening a lot on social media is where you see these videos of mermaids.
Oh gosh.
Or
wow.
Creatures or beings of the sea.
That's right.
Whatever you want to call them. And you might think, oh, here these two, here they go, talking about that rubbish. But you have to start asking questions. I've got an open mind.
Yeah.
And yes, I would say the gross majority of those images are AI. There's no doubt about
110%. Yep, I agree with you.
The gross majority of those images are AI.
Because you've shared some stuff with me, and I've looked at it, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I look at it and think, nah. But then there's the odd one or two, the rare ones you look at, and you have to start asking a question. And then what I've done, I've spoken to people, not people just living in London or life living in London. I was with people from different parts of the world. Who talk about various things that have happened to them or to family members that they don't know exactly what it is.
Okay.
And they talk about marine life, intelligent marine life. Yeah. or people come from a village that is near the water,
yeah.
or the sea, I should
Okay,
say,
okay, yeah.
and how they would, as part of their sort of rituals,
Jewels, yeah.
they would go to the sea and make offerings
Rings.
to, in the sea or whatever it
That's
is,
quite
in the
interesting you
dirt,
saying that. Yeah.
for peace between the marine elements
Yeah.
and the people on the land.
Okay.
And it was done as a token of understanding and whatever it is. And I would say, well, what were these? And they would say, oh, they're spirits of the sea and spirits of this, and whatever it is. And then some would say, oh, no, they're not. They're actually beings, physical beings that live. And if you speak to people of those tribes or those villages, they'll tell you it exists.
Yeah.
They won't be like, oh, we're not sure. They'll tell you.
That's right. Yeah.
And they'll tell you things that you can do and things that you can't do.
That's right. Yeah. It's like, yes, yeah. The respect, there's a respect for
the respect things that you can do, you can't do.
Yeah.
And they'll go fishing. And and the interesting element of it is this: some of the fishermen will go and fish, and they will only fish a certain amount of fish.
That's right. Yeah.
And certain types of fish they'll throw back again. And that's the agreement. Interesting.
No. I think
so. My point is, for me, I just don't want to just listen to the man in the white coat.
No. I hear you.
Of the Western ideology, and this is that's how it is all the time. I want to hear other points of views, and just because somebody is from a village, from a rural part of the world, doesn't mean that they're stupid.
That's right.
Or what they're doing is rubbish, or doing is idiocy. No, there's something to it. No. So I've got an open mind. I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. But the point is, this is the point. The point is that there are things that we in the West here, living here, don't know about.
That's right.
And we're probably not alone. Even on this planet, we're not alone.
No,
that's interesting.
No. And I agree with you, Andrew. You know what the funny thing is? And I just said, I have to say my head has been turned because I was a little bit, mermaids, I'm not having that. But
I mean, we call them that, but there may not be that. There may be marine life.
No. You're right. And it's And the funny thing is this: I was thinking, and I was looking at doing some research, and I think 7,000 to 10,000 year old cave paintings depicting mermaids, whatever they may well be called, marine life, whatever that may well be, and it had them actually with human beings offering fish, and I thought to myself, my gosh, so it's like they're coexisting together. This is
so let's put in context. So
where
was this?
Yeah, sorry. So this was a painting, a cave painting of between 7,000 to 10,000 years old.
Right. Okay. Do you know where it was?
And this was in Egypt. It was in Egypt. It was in Egypt.
Okay.
And I was looking, and I was thinking, oh my goodness gracious!
Was it in a pyramid or was it?
I don't think it was in a pyramid. It was in a cave. It was in a cave.
Right,
It was in a cave.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh! And you saw dolphins, pictures of dolphins there, and I think to myself,
well, we do know the dolphins are hugely intelligent, and on top of it, because of this. I was looking at this and I couldn't believe it. Somebody was saying that it's illegal in America to speak to dolphins. I thought, what type of rubbish is that? Speak to, I mean, really? You're not allowed to speak to... I checked it and it's illegal to speak to dolphins.
Is it?
Yeah, interact with them. I thought, wow, in America. Or at least certain parts of America, at least here.
Wow.
And then I thought, is it the same here? Though we don't get them really.
Yeah.
And it isn't illegal, but it's not encouraged to interact with dolphins.
That's well bizarre.
Now, we know that dolphins are hugely intelligent.
I know.
So
that's really strange.
I don't know whether it's because because they were hunted at one time and people tried to hunt them and kill them for something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know. That may be the reason why. I don't know.
Okay. Now, so what the point I was going to make about these so-called mermaids is that the other thing about it is that they gave them like a narrative, and what they said was this.
Who gave
I was reading some information about these kind of mermaids, and what they were saying was this: is that the people that drew them, they were actually drawing people in water. And so therefore that's why they gave them tails. And I'm thinking to myself, that don't make no sense to me, that you've got somebody that's obviously
Well,
draw.
that's just a view. I mean, let's not even get into that.
Yeah.
Because that's a view. Look, scientists have their view, and their view is based on what they can touch, see, smell,
No,
hear,
that's right. Yeah, it doesn't go
taste,
beyond that. Yeah,
those senses, and also in terms of what is provable
facts. That's right.
at that time.
Yeah.
So, if they haven't seen one,
That's right. Then it's not.
measured it,
That's right. Doesn't exist.
it doesn't
Yes,
exist
that's right. Yep.
because they haven't seen it.
That's right.
But there are many things exist that science
Does explain.
can't explain or have not seen.
Seen.
So I've got an open mind.
No, I've got a different open mind.
Yeah, I'm not
Definitely.
interested in them saying
Yeah.
it doesn't exist because a lot of things are said that weren't possible is proven to be possible.
Yeah.
So I'm not really interested in that. What it is not. I think there's anything is possible. I think you've got to keep your open
Oh
mind
no,
on that
definitely. I think
and so on.
100%.
So I don't. Based on, look, for example, there's another thing. There was an alien, a grey alien, caught on a Ring doorbell.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whereabouts in America it was, and they were saying probably this is the best image we've ever had.
Wow.
And the news network said, if you've got anybody else got, if anybody else has got images from the Ring doorbell, please send it in. Now we don't know whether somebody dressed up in a suit, but to be honest with you, and I think they verified it. It wasn't AI created.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't AI created.
Wow. Okay.
They verified it. They went and they checked to see if it was, and they said no, it wasn't because it was from the Ring doorbell. It was taken from the video footage from the Ring. Because what happens when you put a Ring doorbell in, the image is captured via your camera on the door,
Okay.
via the internet,
Okay.
and then recorded in the cloud. But Ring own the cloud.
Okay, so they can verify. Yeah.
They can take it from there and realize it's not being annotated, not being.
Good.
Yeah. So it's real.
Wow.
It's real.
Wow.
But there was no real comment on it. They mentioned it on the TV. They mentioned it on the news channel, but nothing came of it. So I do believe that we're not alone. I do believe that there are things or other things here that we can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the thing actually, because I was watching podcast, and there was a scientist that gave a theory about what they felt these grey aliens were, and I thought it was interesting to use for the show. So she talked about them P-47s and P-52s. That being said, that they were present plus 47,000 years into our future and had come back.
Yeah, make that clearer.
Okay, that's out there.
So no, what this one was saying, she's come out on TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
But what she was saying as a scientist, they're saying that these grey aliens are us
in the future. That's right.
Yeah, that's what you need to add on there.
They're
us in the future.
Yes.
But I'm not going to go in there because that's a whole nother thing altogether. We don't have the understanding to be able to really get into that. But they said it. But let's leave that bit alone.
Okay.
Because we're just trying to get to understand whether they exist
or not,
here.
And I think they do.
I think they do too.
Yeah, I think they do.
I certainly do.
And very much in remote areas too. You know,
yeah, they're away from
under sea.
But there is argument.
Yeah.
That, and there's a whole other argument again, that there are cities underground, and under the ocean, and all sorts of things like that. There are lots.
But we haven't. I mean, I think we did.
No. Hold on.
Yeah.
Before we get into that,
yeah.
These cities. Look, you and I won't know.
No, that's right.
All the people won't know.
That's
so
right.
Let's not confuse the two.
That's right.
All the people won't know. This will be known by certain security agencies. They will know, right? We will never know that unless they're able to disclose that. When there is, or if there is a disclosure, they won't tell us that anyway.
Right. That's right.
They'll just say, I think if there's a disclosure, this is what I think.
Yeah.
Disclosure will say, we're not alone. We've got some odd bits here.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
And it proves that we're not alone. And there was some historical evidence of interaction between these aliens and us. And that'll be it. That'll be it.
You don't think they'll use the information as and when they need to as a ruse?
No. I think that will be it for disclosure.
Okay.
That's what I
So
personally.
you don't feel going to be like a drip feed in terms of information?
No. The drip feed will be different.
Okay.
That will be the first bit.
Okay.
People react to it. There'll be discussions about it.
Right.
You know, news will talk about it. They do. Scientists will sit there talk about and all that sort of nonsense will carry on.
Yeah.
And should we have this? And if they are, where they're coming from? And they'll do all the usual boring crap stuff. Where they're from, what they're doing, what they want here, blah, 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 blah. They'll be going through all that stuff. And that information is already known to them, but they'll just elaborate it. And then, you know, Mr. Bill Blogs and Miss Bill Blogs will be talking about, we've got aliens, and what that will mean. And then, who knows how long, then we've found out more information, then a little bit more.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. They're going to drip feed
a little
information.
bit again.
I mean,
and then another little bit of
what is
information.
more? But why? Why?
And then this, if there were any, I think, introduction of any alien
to Mr. Alien,
that would have to be in conjunction with those alien federation or people or an agreement with them. Because there won't be it just won't be an alien called Bob with it. Yeah, Bob, we're trying to introduce you. Well, when I'm ready, anytime you are. You know, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody. There's going to be a hierarchy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right, and that hierarchy will be talking to our leaders. I'm not talking about political leaders. I'm talking about people who are in positions of power.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, elites.
Or whatever about when best to do it and how to do it. I'm sure there'll be discussions on that.
So do you think then actually then, given where we are, that those discussions have been had, and therefore we're kind of on a timetable for that to happen at some point?
I think so. That only makes sense. That'd be the logical thing. But that's an interesting one. But I want to move on now to a little bit in terms of what we think. We're going to incorporate that in terms of what we think will happen in the next 30 years.
Wow.
I want to cover that, what I think will happen in the next 30 years. And I think that between now, 2026 and 2056, imagine 2026 and 2056, how different the world will look now. So a child born now in 2026, as a 30-year-old, what they'll be doing. And I think that I've written down stuff and typed the stuff here, and this is my thoughts, and then you can respond to what you think is all right. I think that it'll be defined by AI. I think there'll be demographic stress. I think there'll be climate adaptation and a shift from US-led globalization to a multi-polar order where China will be a big player, India will be a big player, Africa, if they can get their act together as a continent, may be a big player in that, maybe. But I think the problem with Africa is that there are people there that are really pro-Africa and pro its development and its progress. But I think there are a number of people there who are not that way inclined, are in for the money grab and just want to get paid. And they'll be the ones who will become the thorn in the side and will probably who'll be least resistant to change. Yeah? And will slow down that process. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. But I think that, so whether they come into it or not, is whether the thorns in the side or people who are not progressive, whether they can be moved aside to allow the progression to continue and to flourish into whatever it may be. But that's another story, because there's a huge problem with Africa. And the problem is its experience of colonization and its efforts to remove itself from that, shake that off, and to see itself as a continent, as a body of people that have most of the world's,
resources. That's right.
That can be a key player in shaping things, and they don't see themselves as that, as a unit.
They
don't see themselves as a collective. They see themselves as tipping their hats and begging. Give us food, give us food. That's a whole nother ball game. But not getting into that. But anyway, we've got India and we've got China and so on doing stuff. And I think that for the future, Europe will have to look itself where it's going, how it is, and have to integrate somewhere. Standalone, Europe can't stand alone on its own. Impossible. It's going to have to integrate somewhere. And it may look different in 30 years' time. Not may, it will look different in terms of how it is and how it operates. I think AI will become the infrastructure. It won't become part of it. I think it will be the infrastructure.
And I wonder who'll be who'll be.
No.
Yeah.
I take that out. Okay. Not guiding.
Okay.
AI will be a super intelligence
of its own making.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
AI will be a super intelligence. Yeah. So that's a whole different ball game. And I think it will have it be layered across business, government, medicine, education, warfare, law, design, media, logistics, and personal life. So everything that you engage in as a human being, AI will be leading on it, and people become reliant upon it. Yeah. And for example, the World Economic Forum says that adverse AI outcomes will have risen sharply in long-term rankings, while global AI spending is already moving into the trillions. Yeah, so that's huge. Work changes again. So many white-collar tasks, I think, will be automated. Analysis, admin, coding, customer support, legal drafting, marketing, design, diagnostics, those things gone.
Yeah, gone.
Humans will be needed, but more as reviewers, relationship managers, strategists, carers, operators, creators, and people who can work with AI systems. So if you're in those areas,
you're good to go.
You're good to go. But you have to be able to learn to interface with the AI and have a very intimate understanding of how it operates and how to get the best out of it and how to interface that with human needs and wants. Healthcare becomes more predictive and personalized, I think. So whereas now healthcare is responsive,
yes, it is,
reactive.
Yes, it is,
There's not enough, preventative work, and preventative work is very expensive. Yeah, we're not in preventive care, preventive this. Anything that's preventative costs money.
That's right. Yeah,
and they don't want to spend money on it. They just want to react
all the time. That's the system.
So AI will be looking at more preventative stuff, predictive. So what that means is, can you imagine what that will mean is having AI healthcare where you'll plug yourself into something and it will do a full body analysis of what's happening. And so if you're going to get this, if you're pre-diabetic, if you're predisposed to heart disease or a tumor or this, it will say you need this or cut back on this or take this. So it will prolong your life in those ways.
It's really funny, because you've got this kind of, as you said, this kind of intelligence that's moving in this particular way, and I know that's in advanced, because I just think to myself, I look around and I'm like, just even the other day, and I know I'm talking about now, current, I was just outside of school. Everybody there stuck it in chicken and chips, and I'm just like, where are we going? Where is this generation going to be?
Well, look, that in its own right will change. We're talking about in the future.
No.
No.
In
the future,
you're right.
Yeah, the future, so lifespans will rise.
Yeah,
but aging populations we're going to have. So we will have. I mean, by 2030, listen to this. By 2030, I was looking at this.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization predicts that people at 60 plus will rise from 1.1 billion in 2023. Yeah, that's when the last check. To 1.4 billion in 2030. That means there'll be 400 million people who are over 60. More, in addition to 400 million.
Wow. Due to healthcare and stuff. Wow. Advancements. Wow.
Yeah. See, energy will become more electric and decentralized. Solar batteries, nuclear revival, smart grids, EVs, all those things will start to be. And this is going to be 30 years in the future I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to be happening. Think about the way we wage wars now. You notice wars are different now.
Yeah.
Think about what's been happening. Countries being bombed to smithereens. We haven't seen any soldiers on the ground.
No. That's right, yeah.
Just even now, even Iran,
That's right.
in the Ukraine war and Russia war, yes, you have seen soldiers being killed, but you've seen drone usage.
That's right.
But in 30 years' time, if there is a war, that won't be happening. Because I think what you'll have AI-powered robots, drones, those things will be taking the hit.
There's ones with the deepest pockets, really, and essentially, that can sustain it for a period of time.
And use of drones, whatever. So in terms of human casualties, in terms of, military personnel, will be fewer. It's more going to be automated. And those people that can dominate with AI were the ones who win the war. Let me give an example. Let's say two countries are loggerheads with each other, powerful countries. They may not seek to use nuclear war because that'd be the end. That'd be mutual annihilation, and for the world. So whoever has the best AI, whoever has the most powerful drones, whoever has the best AI robot soldiers, decimating those AI robot soldiers, decimating their military equipment, wins the war. It's like a game, like Call of Duty game. So the other one will surrender without having their cities torched. You see? So as I think of the future, so you'll have, but think about how we will live. That's another thing I looked at.
Yeah.
And I think that we will have AI assistants. There's no doubt that's where it's going.
That's where,
We'll have our AI assistants that manage our schedules, money, health. Can you imagine? Most of us will think, oh, how do we do this and that? So can you think about this just on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
We look at our bank account and think, I've got this, I've got that, I'm going to save this and that. AI will say, right, okay, your income is going to be X. You need to save 20%. I'll help you save 20%. Have 4 coffees instead of 5 coffees. Do this instead of that. Buy this here instead of there. This. Let's say you eat out.
Yeah.
Let's say you like, I don't know. Let's say you like Oriental food, Chinese food.
Yeah.
It'll say you normally eat at this place, and eat, twice a week. Don't eat there, so eat at that place, and you'll save yourself 15% or 10% there.
Whilst also looking at your budget, looking at your
exactly. And so it'll organize a whole plan for your routine that will save you what you need to save.
Wow.
Or it'll say, don't eat out at all for that week. Then you'll save this. And it'll basically telling you what to do to manage your money. Don't buy this, save that. Don't buy that clothes there. This place having a sale, go there and buy it. Shall I order it for you?
So there's no that autonomy of I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. That's what's going to be out the window, isn't it? You still have it in some senses.
Well, maybe. I mean, like this, for example, you'll have AI agent that will be embedded into your system, and you'll say, I need a jumper, a nice jumper. It'll show you a picture of it. I like that jumper. And the AI agent will then look around the market to find that same jumper
for a particular budget.
You've got a price, or similar to it, and then buy it for you.
Wow.
So you won't have to go anywhere, and you'll get it. Yeah. So in terms of what we have to do, it's going to be less and less and less, and become more reliant on them.
More redundant in ourselves.
So health tech as well. So think about it. At the moment we have the NHS. It's free at the point of contact. Generally, we don't pay anything for it. That's gone. We'll be paying
health insurance.
Health insurance. And what will health insurance do? Come on, it's as plain as a nose on your face. In the future, people will have to hook themselves up to this diagnostic machines, do a health analysis, and send that data off to get your premium. Yeah? They'll then, right, okay, then you're really healthy, nothing's happened with you, your premium is set here. You're paying this, what you're paying this year. And every year you've got to do it.
So
and then it'll say to you, if you want to lower your premium, meet these targets.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it?
You can see it's going to
Can
happen.
happen.
It's going to be something that's going to happen.
Wow.
Mm.
And those people that don't really look after themselves.
Mm.
Well, I mean, obviously we're talking about years away, but yeah.
So, but you know, you've got all these different things. So you've got relationships become more fragmented. Because I remember I said I'm going to talk about relationships. So think about relationships now. Relationships in the future, 30 years from now, will become potential, because AI will make life easier and everything is going to be, you know, I think things are going to be on a level, you can try relying on AI, that relationships are going to be difficult.
Cool, that's right, yeah. That interaction, that's not going to be, it's I get you. Yeah, I see that.
And so
I see that.
It'll become too complicated.
Yeah.
So people rely on AI companions.
That's going to be...
Yeah. And I can see in 30 years from now, a kid born now won't be able to cope with
normal interactions.
A boy and a girl, whatever it is, whatever. He'll just go and get an AI companion and be able to talk about how he or she feels, and that'll be that. And they'll try now and again to have another human relationship and it'll break down really quickly. Yeah. I think virtual intimacy again, that will happen. Yeah, you're going to have remote work. They're trying to block it now, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's stupid. Oh, you get back into ridiculous. It's going to happen. You can't stop it. Remote work is going to be happening. There's going to be even lower birth rates, going to keep on declining and keep going down that road. Yeah. Why? Because it's obvious. If you've been shaping and terraforming people to be independent, think about this, yeah? Women have children, right? That's very it works.
That's right. Yeah.
If you are creating society where independence is the key, is king or queen, I should say.
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, it's great. Find independence, do what you need to do, it's fine. But there are consequences for that. So if men are becoming less accountable for their actions as a man and understanding what it means to be a man and leadership and so on, if they're not taking that role and they're just there to just have a good time and have fun and be independent and do what they do, and women are doing the same,
that's not good.
Then they're just hooking up to hook up.
Yeah.
Then that is going to lead to lower birth rates, because a woman will think, well, if I've got a baby, that's going to affect my independence. Something else is going to be dependent on me, which will affect what I want to do. Yeah. So therefore, they won't do that, particularly if they don't have the money to do that. Yeah. So birth rates will be lower. Societies will be getting older. Societies will be getting older, and we'll start living a more algorithmic lifestyle, which will make us more lonely. And what I mean by that, what I mean by that is that everything is going to be dictated by an order of what they do. I mean, for people 30 years on, AI assistants were saying, do this, don't do that, do this, do that. Optimal level is doing this, do that. There's aging population, independence, fun, all those things regulating what you do. That's an algorithm set on outcomes that can be measured. Your healthcare, your work, law, everything. Therefore, who do you trust? Going to be hard to trust people, but easier to trust systems and your AI assistant. But we still live in a world with human beings in it. And there still be disinformation because you can't get rid of that. So it's going to be difficult. So I think it's going to be a major political issue in terms of loneliness and a health issue at the same time. I think people may become more tribal in what they do. Online communities, ideological bubbles, national identity, religion, lifestyle groups, local networks may become stronger because people seek meaning in a disorienting world. So it may be resurgence of old ideas old thinking will come back, and because it helps people to
Yeah,
keep
towards the
that.
community, that
Yeah,
sense of
because
belonging and
although you
identity.
do have this robot stuff, but
Yeah.
some people are still going to want and need
Need.
that human interaction, and that'll be few and far between. Yeah, so they'll form these groups. So yeah, so I think there are going to be, balance of power will shift, and also I think when you look at what Klaus Schwab was talking about in his fourth industrial revolution in terms of what they want to shape us, move us towards, I don't see how that's going to work. I can see the move and the ordinance towards putting it together, but I don't think it's going to work in this fourth. We're having this fourth industrial revolution in terms of what the outcomes will be, and they're saying predictively what will happen is that they're going to try to make these 15-minute cities that you have
that's
everything
right, yeah.
within your reach.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen because people want choice.
Of course they
They
want
always
choice.
want choice. You can't put on a plate, on a table, on a tray, everything that somebody needs. No, people don't operate that way. You will, if you're going to go and eat out, you may not want to eat at your local restaurant. Think, I don't know, I want to go there.
Field. That's right. That's right.
I want to go there. Can't tell people what to do and prescribe for them exactly what they want at any one time. I don't think you can. Maybe in 30 years, maybe, but I still think people will still intrinsically want something that they desire, and that may be elsewhere and not within 15 minutes. And I think also, again, in terms of what's happening, they want to obviously automate everything, what we do, where we go, how our transportation is administered. EVs, electric cars,
self-driving cars,
whatever, dictating where we go, how we go about those things. Well over time. I don't think those things are going to be controllable in that way because of human nature.
That's right, yeah.
You can't eradicate human nature. You just can't do it. And I think it's where man believes that nature is something that he can wield and dominate and control. I don't think he can control it, maybe influence it, but not control it. That's another thing. Nature will always find its way. So that was quite philosophical there, getting into one.
Yeah.
But we've run out of time, way over time. But we hope you found it interesting. We just want to put it out there and look at it as an interesting point as to where we're going, what's happening for the future, what's going through now. But we've been through a lot, guys. We've been through a lot and probably go for a lot more as well. But keep your eyes, peeled to the horizon because there's a lot more coming. And what will it mean for you? How you feel about it? Anyway, we're done. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.